Yesterday, we started a campaign for Afghan women, hashtag Save Afghan Women. And a lot of you have been using the hashtag, you've been tweeting about it, you've been amplifying the stories of Afghan resistance. It's a great start, but we need to keep the momentum going. This campaign must go beyond social media. It must mobilize more people. It must make the politicians sit up and take notice, because don't forget, the life and freedom of 14.2 million Afghan women is at stake. Their stories are heartbreaking, and they must be told. Let me show you these pictures. They're from Kabul on Tuesday. That's day 2 of the Taliban's rule. These brave women were out on the streets protesting. What were they asking for? The right to work, the right to study, the right to dignity. Do you know what they were up against? Let me show you. Those are the Taliban confronting them. They're literally an arm's length away. At least half a dozen of them with guns, and this is not a one-off case. Afghan women are becoming the face of resistance. They have one message for the Taliban. This is not the Afghanistan of 1996. Women will not accept being second-class citizens. Here's another instance of that spirit. Today happens to be Afghanistan's Independence Day. There were anti-Taliban protests across the country, and this is one such protest from Kabul. Leading it is a young Afghan woman. Her hair is covered not by the Taliban's burqa, but in the colors of the Afghan national flag. She was chanting, "Long live Afghanistan," and our national flag is our identity. Here's another brave heart with a megaphone in her hand. Draped in the Afghan national flag, she's urging the protesters to keep marching forward. Have you wondered what courage looks like? Just look at these pictures. Just look at these women on the streets of Kabul. This is what courage looks like. But this courage comes at great peril. The Taliban are a vengeful lot. Their promises on women's rights have already been broken. Let me share the experience of a prominent Afghan journalist. Her name is Shabnam Dauran. She works at the state channel RTA Pashto. This week, she was stopped from entering office. What was her fault? Nothing. She was carrying her ID card. She was even wearing a burqa, but the Taliban still told her to go home. The regime has changed, they said.
I didn't give up after the change of system and went to attend my office. But unluckily, I was not allowed despite showing my office card. The male employees, those with office cards, were allowed to enter the office. But I was told I couldn't continue my duty because the system has been changed.
Unfortunately, this is what the future looks like. The Taliban say Islamic scholars will decide the future of Afghan women, their clothing, their education, their right to work. Are these the bold promises of Taliban 2.0? Civil liberties written and approved by so-called scholars. Afghan women know exactly what's in store for them. They cherish the gains of the last 2 decades, but those same gains have also made them targets. Meet Khalida Popal. She's a former captain of the Afghan football team. For her, football was a ticket to freedom. Her biggest achievement was putting on the national team's jersey. Today, she's asking fellow players to burn that jersey, to delete any evidence linking them to football.
Today, I'm calling them and telling them, take down their names, remove their identities, take down their photos for their safety. Even I'm telling them to burn down or get rid of your national team uniform. And that is painful for me, for someone as an activist who stood up and did everything possible to achieve and earn that identity as a women's national team player.
Can you imagine that? Being punished for playing football. But that's the reality of the Taliban regime. They don't care about freedoms. They don't care about women. They're power-hungry zealots whose ego cannot handle powerful women. And make no mistake, every Afghan woman is powerful. Not just the educated professionals fighting for their jobs. Even the Afghan mother fleeing the war with her children, all of them are heroes. Like this woman at the Kabul airport. Her husband is a Taliban terrorist, so she picked up her kids and left the house.
Afghanistan is Taliban. Taliban is terrorists. My husband is terrorist Talib. America, Canada, France, her kishwar, me and just my.
So you and your daughter, you'll go anywhere? Any country?
Any country.
We say kudos to all these women and the millions more who are fighting their own battles. They have the spirit, they have the courage. What they need is our support. Let Afghan women know They're not alone in this fight. Keep writing to us on #SaveAfghanWomen. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.